Sounds like this morning Andy from Yetter is going to be coming down helping Cooper figure out what's going on with the row cleaners on the white planter. And then Scott from Titan Tires coming down, he's bringing pizza. And then Ryan, our combine mechanic, is going to be here in just a few minutes. He's going to be grabbing the combine. He's going to be bringing it up to his shop. Cornhead is not going to be worked on by Ryan, so we don't need to have an extra 10,000 pounds on this machine going down the road. So we're going to clear some room in the big machine shed before we get to planting. That way we can keep that inside, keep it from getting all rusty and out in the weather. I think we're going to try to tuck it in front of the Freightliner. There's a little pocket in there. We might need to move that hopper. Well, what happened here? What happened to this, Ellie? That got a little crunched up, didn't it? The junk guys got done at Uncle Orland's farm, but there's still some piles of scrap that are pretty easily accessible that they didn't get. I think their loader went down, so they ended up just pulling out a little bit early and figured, there's just a little bit left. So Cooper's gonna bring the dump truck down there. He's gonna load some stuff here later once we get done planting. Ron brought his bulldozer down here. He's kind of jumping between some jobs where he does a little bit of work and then they kind of get what they need to get done, and then he can do a little bit more. So he said while he's kind of on that in between, he's gonna come down here and be able to do a little bit of work, but he's concerned about the weeds getting super tall. So he's gonna come down with his bulldozer today, so that way he can kind of get stuff piled up, so then we know where things are later here in the spring or summer. Come on, Ellie. Gomer. Cooper's gonna get that tire filled up with air. We gotta put a little bit of diesel in the combine. Ryan should be here in a little bit, but I'm gonna go get started planting some corn. I'm gonna get done. Last field. I think Dad likes that gator. I know he wants doors though. Every time he rolls up, man, doors would be nice. I was in so-and-so's and all those doors are so nice.
I can kind of see why Ron likes the cab, you know. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on washing the JCB skid loader, but the windows are all dirty and it's just hard to see lately. And it might help if I turn the power washer on. Well, how's your day been going today, Ellie? Everything going good?
Oh boy, you know, maybe we shouldn't have brought the gator out to the farm because Dad's been driving it around. The more he drives it, the more he likes it. They don't give those things away. Cooper's been saying he's been wanting fun for a little while too, so we'll probably end up getting one at some point. I'll admit, it is handy. Very handy.
Got Yetter here today. Hello. Gonna get her going? You bet. Well, looks like we're getting ready to try the planter, see if we can figure out what's going on. It seems like we got a few trash whippers that are hanging just a little bit high. So Yetter wanted to come out and see if they can help us figure out if it's something we're doing or if maybe our planter is a little higher in the center, and then try to help us level things out so we get the maximum fantastic use out of our trash whippers here. Trying to get out Cooper's way. This is one of the waterways we had redone. Ron took his bulldozer, reshaped this waterway from the neighbor's waterway to our creek. Gotta be nice. Before we couldn't get through this with a planter or the combine. Help, help, we're getting dust. Need a windshield, need doors. We're trying to make sure the trash rippers move, basically moves the trash out of the way to make a clean bed for the seed to go in, so we're not pushing the trash down into the groove. There's a seed right there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm allergic to you, Ellie. I'm allergic to you.
Should just about be out of seed. I came down, I got my end rows. This is the boundary of the field, so I got my windies through here. I got an AB right over there, so we're just getting these little short jaunts. We're gonna be running our little test plot up there with on furrow, like on seed application. This planter doesn't have in furrow capabilities on it. Well, it could, but it doesn't have the tanks and it doesn't have the systems for it. So right now we're just basically throwing in seed, and what we can put on the seed is what we can get in the furrow. All of our seed comes treated already with different insecticides and fungicides and that kind of thing to protect it from different bugs and diseases in the soil. That's why it has a color to it, or purple, red, green, whatever. But I also have some stuff that I'm going to put on in a powder form that's going to attach to the seed. So that would be like if we were putting some sort of liquid in the furrow, say we're wanting to put some extra micronutrients down in around where the seed is. So this time it'll actually be on the seed, and we'll be able to just put it on by sprinkling it inside the tanks just like we do with our tallow. It's like Cooper's over there getting a lesson from Yetter Andy. I wasn't born yesterday though. I know they're talking smack about me. I can take them both at the same time.
We're gonna jump the creek. Yeehaw! This planter here also has the yetters on it. Well, what are we finding?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, with the grocery part.
It's working today.
Yep, looking good.
Why is it when the professionals are here, everything works perfect?
Guess they just have to be here a little bit more often. Perfect, you'll be here.
Well, let's go for Celsius.
19.
Gonna freeze that kernel.
66.7 it says right there on the bottom.
66.7 degree temperature our soil is right now, so perfect condition. These little boogers right here, you don't want them to run you over, they'll stab holes in you. They are super sharp. There's little airbags. It'll lift it up, it'll push it down. It keeps firmness on it. You can control all this from the cab.
Ooh, are we too far away? That rock stayed up there the entire time. That shows I'm not going too fast. So this is the stuff we're going to be putting on for a little trial here. It's got just some extra micronutrients on it. Well, that's literally the talc we'll be putting in. It's right inside of it. We've probably got about 60 acres left here on the Bush farm, but right here over to the bottom of the hill. Cooper's on the Hanson farm across the way. He's probably got 40 acres left there. So we're down to our last 100 acres.
I don't pick up hitchhikers, but
excuse me, Haley.
Remember how I always told you and Cooper how one of these things would be the handiest things on the farm, and you guys are like, we never used it. Man, this thing's handier than crap.
Well, is it the best soil you've ever seen in your life?
Well, it's not Illinois, but pretty good for Iowa, I suppose.
Bite him, Ellie.
No, we have not seen any issues today so far.
That's why I said when the repairman's here that.
But we did identify, looking at just the frame height and things like that. It seems like, a couple times that we've checked it, that we're seeing a little bit of a difference in the wings versus the center.
Well, I was in the house resting.
Resting. How'd that go?
For 20 minutes. What did you guys just do?
Well, Eddie's resting. We threw the Hagee up on the scales and getting ready to go here. So Sean's over there weighing it up and figuring out what inflation pressures to run it at.
Well, that's cheating. You have your own app for that?
Dandy app. Anybody can get that app.
Everybody can
What
get
app is it?
Tire pressure calculator.
What do you do? Just put in the weights in it?
Yep. Size of the tire, put the weights in.
And your load index is one of the main things, and size of the tire.
Load index, what does that mean? I need English, por favor.
How much the tire is capable of carrying.
Those are VF Ultra Sprays. They can carry anything.
They can carry anything. VF, that is the latest and greatest.
That stands for very
high.
capable.
Yep, very, very high flexion.
You're 12,860 pounds on the front, 12,800 pounds on the rear, and that's empty. So your total loaded weight of your sprayer will be 36,660.
Did you weigh that with it unfolded?
I did weigh it with unfolded. Unfolded on the front, fold it back in, and then you weigh the rear. So we weigh everything worst case scenario.
Yeah,
So
we do have 500 gallons of water in it.
that 100 gallons of water isn't gonna hurt anything. But that'll draw you in, that'll give you 49 PSI on the front and 41 PSI on the rear.
You do this for everybody, don't you?
I do this for everybody. Everybody that's running Goodyear Titan product.
It's free?
It's free.
Who do they have to call?
They can call me. They can call Scott. They can call
Your local Titan Goodyear dealer.
your local Titan Goodyear dealer
And we will go out and take care of them.
for free.
That's what we do.
Look, you remembered to put the right shirt on today.
He got the memo.
No, because Coop, he kind of read, what was in a couple of tires from last year, and there was like 35. And, we didn't want to be wrong. And, sometimes you can overinflate them or underinflate them. And
Under would be worse.
So when in doubt, just put 100 pounds in.
No.
You ever get tired of working with Scott?
I don't.
Camera's not on.
Huh?
Camera's not on.
I say things I gotta say in front of the camera.
How long are you gonna hold on to this sprayer for, like, ever, or what?
Oh, probably 4,000 hours.
Where you at now?
3,600.
Oh. So is this kind of like the puppy coming into the family with the old dog going out, kind of thing? Is that how you're working that? How many hours does that new sprayer have?
2,600.
Oh.
So now
But
between
how many
the two
do you-
of
how-
them, we put way less hours per year. No, it's literally the exact same as this.
SDS10.
Yeah. It's just
How many
clean.
hours do you put on in a season?
Last year we put like 300.
I was gonna say
on.
you were in it like every stinking day.
Cooper's working circles around me right now. That is literally all he's got left over there on the Hanson farm. And lunch was a little slow. Please. You kidding me? Just punched a hole in the top. I just made a $700 mistake, but oh well. I don't know why I didn't think about this, but the stuff I got is for 120 acres, and I only have 57 acres left here, so I guess this field's getting a double rate. Silly me. Okay, we are ready. Ready. I guess the good news is if we get a really good response off a double rate, then we have the information for a double rate. I'm getting kind of aggressive when it comes to running different tests around the farm, because at the end of the day, let's say I live to be 100 and I farm till I'm 100, I have 75 more planting seasons in me. So I only get 74 more chances to get this right. So how many times have you done something 74 times and done a really good job after the 74th time? Not many, because I don't know about you, but I shower every day and sometimes you still stink. I'm just trying to gather as much information as I can, and if we make mistakes, we make mistakes. It's all in the name of learning. I know one thing I'm going to do different next time is wear gloves.
journey back to Illinois and back home to the wife. And
Yep.
don't look so sad. Well, everything go okay out there?
Well, it finally started showing a little bit of a problem, so we started looking at that, and I think maybe we need to look at the hydraulics on the
tractor?
on the planter a little bit.
I guess while we got it here, we might as well do a high-speed test too. This is 8 miles per hour. And things are flying back there. Wow. Oh, this just feels wrong. Going so fast right now. Whee! I did it down back down at 8 miles an hour. This tractor would not go 8 miles an hour on these hills. I could get it like 7.5 or so at best. And then we did another down back down at 6 miles per hour. I have them flagged off. We're going to be doing emergence testing on them. Just doing the little bit of digging that I was doing there. The planter is performing exceptional, even at the 8 miles per hour. The spacing, great. Depth, great. What's not great is the closing system. We just have a regular V-style closing system on this. It's not an air adjust type. And what I noticed when I was digging in the soil, that's an 8 mile an hour pass right beside me. It is extremely not firm at all where the old seed furrow was. And then when I got digging down by the seed, I have a bunch of little air pockets around the seed, and I have the closing wheel system all the way as far as the spring will go. So I'm putting a lot of pressure down on the ground, but it's just enough bouncing around. You can also see where it literally digs deep and then it comes up, digs deep, then it comes up, because it's just sitting there bouncing because it's going so fast. So that's my concern with it. And then when you dig around a seed, like when I'm going 3.5 miles an hour and I get out and I find a seed, that seed is so encased in soil, it's extremely tight around the seed. Like there's no air pockets, it's just perfectly encased. Where over on that 8 mile an hour pass, I dig and the soil was loose around the seed, and I did find a couple air pockets around the seeds as well. So if I had to guess, I'm going to say that our emergence is going to be, our even emergence is going to be considerably worse on the 8 miles per hour, and then maybe a little bit better on the 6 mile an hour, and I think we're going to have the best on the 3.5 mile an hour. But we're going to test it out, because I could be completely wrong and we could have the same. We're also going to take these to yield and see how they turn out. If everything's the same, maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be wrong, because going 3.5 mile an hour takes a long time, but my thought process is the planter just has so much more time to react and do what it needs to do when we're going slow.
We got a 12-row Hinneker cultivator here. We're gonna wash it up, put it up for sale. This thing is in mint condition. Hey, get out of there.
This is our last 100 feet. Hey, 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 hey. And just like that, we are done with planting. We're trying as hard as we can to be as good of a farm as we can, and to learn new things and progress in that manner, track as much data as we can. It's just, when you get into doing that, you start getting into a lot of things and you make mistakes. For example, the stuff I put on, it cost about $1,600. It's supposed to go on 120 acres. I ended up putting it on like 55 acres. So I put a double rate, so basically kind of wasted $800. Now maybe we'll get an extra $800 or more worth of return off that farm. Then if that's the case, not a waste. We have 4 pro boxes that are not empty yet. They're all like half. So basically one box will do a little over 100 acres. So if we have like 200 acres of extra seed, I don't think we have quite that much, but we'll just say at least 100 at $120 an acre for seed expense. We have $12,000 worth of extra seed that's just sitting there. Now, it's not the end of the world. We'll end up sending it into a lab to get tested to make sure that the outside coating of it's not damaged and stuff for next year. Otherwise, we'll just put it in the shed and we'll be able to use it then. But it's just, when you try to be so precise with exactly how much you need, and then you end up being off by like 10% of our acres extra, I just don't know how that happened. But we make mistakes and it'll be okay. We ended up planting about 1,300 acres with this planter, and then we planted 600 acres with the John Deere, and then Dad planted about 120 with the white 16 row. So now we're gonna have just some comparing to do, I guess we could say. Just see what the difference, the slow stuff, the fast stuff, how we normally do stuff. Okay, planting's done. Now we're on to more fun projects to keep improving things. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.